Hi everyone, I'm a member of quite a few groups that swap artist trading cards, and in one of my groups I've been asked how I make my envelopes. So these envelopes here, and I said that I'd put a video up on my channel to show you how to make them. So let's get started. So first of all, the ones that I've just shown you were made from this art journal that I did. So this is an altered book, and what I did for them is I just found a page that I liked. I can't remember which page I used now. I think it was the one with the dolls in it. This page and these dolls, and I ran it through the photocopier. But today what I thought was I'd show you how I make the envelopes and use two different ones of my journals. So the first one that I'm going to use is just one of my art journals here that's mainly got acrylic paint, pens and a little bit of collage. As you can see, it's all very bright colours. And the page that I'm going to use today is this one here, which was the first page that I did. Once, like I say, it's nice and bright. My other art journal that I've got is this one, and it's things with wings and numbers. And this is just an altered cookery book that I've started doing some journaling in. And the page that I decided to use today to make the envelopes, that one actually, I think I've used that one to make some envelopes, so some of you might have had that one. And I've also used that one to make some. I've used that one to make some as well. So the one that I was going to use today was a black and white one, and it's that one there. So let's get started with the envelopes. So first of all, what I do is I photocopy the pages that I like, and I'm not too bothered about how I photocopy them, just put them onto the copier and run a print off. So I've got that one there, and I've got the black and white one here. And what I normally do is I just run off quite a few copies, so that when I make the envelopes, I've got quite a few envelopes. I don't quite know what went wrong with that one. As you can see, it didn't copy right the way across, so we won't use that one. We'll cut that one up for collage. We'll use that one instead. So first of all, what I do is I fold the piece of paper. And it doesn't have to be exact how you fold it, as long as you've got one side that's folded into a round there. And then the other side, what I do is I fold it over so that the white strip just covers the other strip, like that. So that's the first thing to do. And then once I've got it folded in half so that that strip covers this one here, I need to make two flaps at the end. Now, one thing that I always do is I always make sure that I can fit an A4 sheet of paper into my envelope. So the envelope needs to be at least as wide as an A4 piece of paper. So if you look there, I've got more than an inch on each side that I can use. So my next task is I cut the flaps for the ends, and I never measure, I just cut them by eye, like that and like that, just keeping the line across to there. And then I cut like that for the envelope flap. And then what you've got is you've got a flap there that's going to be folded over like that. Just because I like to, I'm going to snip off that little piece of white there, so that it's not showing over with a strip of white. Now when I send my Happy Mail, what I normally do is, whoops, sorry, that's my dog barking. What I normally do is I write on here the group that I'm sending it from, so that the people who receives the Happy Mail knows which group it's from, and that little strip there is just wide enough to do that. So let's do the other end. And my dogs may bark because my husband's coming in and out of the door, and my spaniel does like to have a good bark at anyone that's near the door. So chances are, as he comes in and out, she's going to have a bit of a woof. But that's okay, because she lives here. Right, and once again, we're just going to cut those corners like that, which gives you the other side flat. Now this one, I'm not going to bother cutting that white off there, because that's going to be folded in. So just fold that side flap in to give it a crease like that. And then once I've done that, what I'll do is just get a glue stick, a cheapo glue stick, and just put a little bit of glue on the end of the flap that I'm folding in. A tiny bit of glue, you don't need a lot on here, so just along the edge there, like that, just touching the edge. Now quite often I use an old Yellow Pages underneath my work so that I'm not getting glue on everything. So I've got glue on there, I fold that over, make sure it's quite square, and press it down, and then I fold that one over and press it down. And there we go. Quite often when I send envelopes as mail, what I tend to do is I tend to put glue on the outside of the flap and then fold it inside the envelope rather than putting it on the outside. That might just need a little tiny bit more glue on it. So look, just pop a bit more glue on there. And that's it. That's the envelope done. Once again, depends on how you fold it as to how much you get on the front or anything like that. And I usually just cut a scrap of paper and stick it there for the address. So let's do this one. Fold it there. Just got part of a face on it here. And fold that over there. It's important to get it quite square, or else the end flap like rumples up when you fold it in. Once again, we're looking at the width. It's got to be wider than that. I'm going to cut her legs off today and half of her face. Nothing that we can do about it though. And what I'll do then is, these pieces that I'm cutting off, I quite often use those in collage. So I'll cut that off and cut that off. That one there, I think I'll cut that so that that turns over. So quite like that edge there. Watch it when I get to this side, I like this one as well. So that one just cuts there. And once again we're going to put the ends like that. These envelopes are also well within the size for UK mail, so you won't have to pay extra on it. if you're sending it in the UK. Now if you wanted to, you could take that white strip off so that you didn't have that on, but like I say, I like to write either my address on it for a return address or the group of the that I'm sending the trading cards to. So once again, just a little bit of glue on there. And a little bit of glue on there. Stick that down there. And stick that down there. And if you stick it that way, you will find that the envelope won't stick inside. There you go. Well, that's the envelope done. And that's it. One envelope. And these little bits here, what I will do is I'll probably cut those legs out and use those in a collage somewhere else. And these little bits here, I'll use those in collage. And finally, some other envelopes that I've made, because these are just from those books. That one's an envelope that I received that had some postmark on it. It was for a, I don't know, insurance company or something like that. So I just did a bit of collage on it and some writing. And then these are just made with an envelope board. The only thing with these are they won't fit a strip of cards in. You've got to fold the cards. And then here in the UK, if they're thick, you've got to pay more for postage. So you've got to fold the cards and put them in there. And as you can see, I just put a piece of scrap paper on it to put the address on. I used to put the square on when I photocopied them, but you've got to be really precise with where you put the square for when you fold the envelope, and I'm not precise, so they didn't work. Thanks for watching.